Welcome back to the deep dive. You sent us the sources, and now we're here to give you that fast track to being thoroughly informed.
And our mission today is, I think, a big one. That's something so many people are dealing with.
It really is. We're tackling that persistent, grinding low energy that makes you feel like you're just constantly running on fumes. And we're basing this all on some really actionable insights from a holistic wellness and nutrition coach, Kim Deere.
It's just the daily reality for so many of us, right? Especially as we move deeper into the final quarter of the year.
Oh, yeah.
You know the feel. You're trying to navigate that like 11:30 a.m. drop, or you hit that infamous brick wall of exhaustion right around 3:00 p.m.
And your immediate response is just reach for the next coffee.
The next coffee, something sugary, anything for a quick hit.
Absolutely. And our source material really pinpoints the environmental stress factors that make this worse. I mean, it's not just in your head.
No, not at all.
We're talking about Q4 business ramp up, the
Yeah.
overscheduling that always happens after summer, in September. The days are getting shorter, there's less light, and then there's that just constant low-level stress of caring for family or juggling holiday social calendars.
It's the perfect storm for fatigue. And this is, I think, the most crucial insight from the coaching material. Low energy is common. We all talk about it.
Right.
But it is fundamentally not normal.
Mm-hmm.
Your body is actually designed to have sustained energy. Feeling drained all the time is a big red flag. It's a sign your system is under major stress.
Okay, let's unpack that. Because in our culture, there's this hustle culture idea that if you have low energy, you're just lazy.
Or you just need more willpower. Just push through.
Exactly. But the source makes a really powerful case that this isn't a willpower issue at all.
Not even close. Pushing through chronic fatigue,
Yeah.
wearing exhaustion like some kind of badge of honor, that's a direct path to total burnout.
So what's the core concept here?
The core concept is that energy is your body's true currency. It's your lifeline. Think of it like a bank account. When you're constantly overdrafting, just pushing through, you're getting hit with penalties, you're racking up physical and emotional debt. You just can't give or spend from an empty well.
That reframes the whole conversation. It means we have to stop trying to, force the engine to run on fumes and actually start refueling.
Genuine foundational refueling, yes.
So that's what we're going to cover. The 4 non-negotiable pillars for vitality, all synthesized from this coaching material. Nutrition, sleep, movement, and nervous system regulation. Let's launch into foundation number 1, which the source material says is really the most critical place to start.
Nutrition, and specifically stabilizing your blood sugar.
Right. So I want you, the listener, to think about your own routine. How often are you skipping a meal? And how bad are those energy crashes or sugar cravings you get during the day?
And to understand that crash, we need a quick science lesson.
Let's do it.
Our body and our brain, they run on glucose. That's the fuel. And the body works really, really hard to keep that glucose in a very tight, ideal range.
So what happens when we mess with that range?
Well, say you start your day with really quick processed carbs, maybe a big sugary pastry and a sweetened coffee. You get this massive glucose surge. That's the spike.
Which feels great for about, 45 minutes?
Exactly, for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
But then your pancreas sees this flood of glucose and it releases insulin. Insulin's like a bouncer.
A bouncer, I like that.
It shoves that glucose into your cells for energy, and it stores all the extra as fat, that fast, steep drop that follows. That's the crash. That's the 3:00 p.m. slump where you're desperate for the next quick fix.
And what about the opposite, the under-eating, meal-skipping scenario? That seems just as bad.
It is, and in some ways it's worse. When we skip meals and our blood sugar gets too low, the body hits the emergency button.
It goes into survival mode.
It's pure survival instinct. To get your blood sugar back up into that safe window, the emergency system releases stress hormones, adrenaline and cortisol.
The fight-or-flight hormones.
Exactly. And their job is to dump stored glucose back into your bloodstream fast. So whether you spike or you dip, the result is this constant metabolic roller coaster. It messes with your mood, your focus, your sleep, and definitely your energy.
We want a gentle wave, not a roller coaster.
You want a gentle, stable flow of energy all day. That's the goal.
So how do we get that stability?
Yeah.
The source says the first step is to just look at your plate for every meal.
Yes, you have to include a source of protein, fat, and a carbohydrate with fiber. That's the magic trio, PFC.
The source has a great analogy for this.
It's perfect. Think of building a fire. Carbs are the kindling. They burn hot and fast, that quick burst,
And they're gone.
and they're gone.
Yeah.
But fats and proteins are the slow-burning logs. They are the stabilizer. They sustain your energy and slow everything down. They keep you full for hours.
So a balanced breakfast is non-negotiable then.
Absolutely sets the tone for the entire day.
So if you normally have like dry cereal or a piece of toast, the source suggests swapping that, maybe for a smoothie with protein powder, some hemp hearts for fat and protein, greens, berries.
Or an egg scramble, a tofu scramble with avocado.
Mm.
That PFC balance is what decides if you're getting on the roller coaster or setting yourself up for a day of steady energy.
Okay, let's talk coffee, because I know people are thinking about it.
We have to talk about coffee timing. We all love our coffee, but first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, it acts as a stressor. It raises cortisol.
So you're basically using that emergency system to wake up.
You are. You're actively spiking your blood sugar and starting the whole roller coaster before you've even had a proper meal.
That's a tough habit to break, though. If someone relies on that immediate cortisol and caffeine hit, how do they even start to change that?
The tip is so simple, but it's powerful. Save your coffee for after a protein and fat balanced breakfast. You have to earn your coffee.
Stabilize first.
Stabilize first. And the coach noted that so many clients who do this, they realize they don't actually need the coffee for energy anymore. They enjoy it mid-morning as a ritual. That is a huge shift.
From dependency to enjoyment. I like that.
It signals a much healthier hormonal system.
And this leads right into meal timing. That classic gap from a 12.30 lunch to a 7.3 dinner, that's another way to activate that emergency system, right?
Absolutely. Your blood sugar is dropping too low again. So if you know that 3.0 p.m. craving hits you every single day, you have to be proactive. Plan a balanced snack around 2.3 days.
And that snack has to follow the PFC rules.
It has to. An apple with almonds, hummus with veggie sticks, some Greek yogurt with seeds, something with protein and fat to prevent the crash and keep you stable.
And it's not just about the macros, is it? We need to talk about the quality of the fuel.
Precisely. We need variety. If your plate is beige every day, you are missing vital micronutrients, vitamins, minerals that are essential for creating energy inside the cell.
So your body goes into conservation mode.
It prioritizes survival over producing high-level energy. A really simple tip here is to just eat the colors of the rainbow. Different colors mean different micronutrients that you need for everything from your immune system to making hormones and, of course, energy.
Okay, let's move on. Foundation 2. Sleep. If energy is the currency, and we just talked about how we spend it with nutrition,
Then sleep is the vault where we make that critical daily deposit.
and the link between nutrition and sleep is pretty direct, isn't it?
It's so powerful because guess what hormone comes back to block your sleep? Cortisol. If you spent the whole day on that blood sugar roller coaster, you likely have elevated cortisol at night.
Which keeps you from getting that deep restorative sleep.
Exactly. Poor sleep, so less than 6 hours consistently, means your body never really shifts into its recovery and cleaning phase.
Explain how that affects the mitochondria, the actual energy centers of our cells.
So we call them the powerhouses of the cells, but that's a bit too simple. Think of more like tiny rechargeable batteries. Chronic sleep deprivation really messes with their function because these batteries need cleanup time. During deep sleep, the cell performs waste clearance and healing. Without it, metabolic waste builds up and the batteries they don't recharge effectively.
And that translates directly into feeling sluggish, both mentally and physically.
100%.
So to support this, the coach says we have to prioritize sleep consistently. And there's a timing component here too. Aim for more sleep hours before midnight.
That's when you get the most efficient, restorative deep sleep cycles. That's the prime time for physical repair and hormone regulation. It's often the hardest thing for people to do. They want their me time after the kids are in bed.
Guilty.
But it's non-negotiable if you want to refill that energy account.
So we need strict sleep hygiene. The rule is simple. Tuck in your phone before you tuck in yourself.
That blue light just wrecks your melatonin production, the hormone that tells your body it's time to sleep. Put the phone in a different room an hour before bed.
It sounds so simple, but that is a tough discipline to maintain.
It is. The transition from doing to resting needs real effort. You have to create a bedtime ritual, just like you would for a child.
To wind down the nervous system.
Exactly. A hot bath, reading a physical book, gentle stretching, or even just putting your feet up the wall. Anything that tells your brain it's safe and it's time to rest.
Okay, that sets us up perfectly for Foundation 3. Movement. Now, I know what people are thinking. If I'm already running on empty, how am I supposed to exercise? Isn't that just going to drain me even more?
That is the most common barrier, and it's a brilliant question. But here's the thing. If your energy is stable because you've handled your nutrition and you've improved your sleep, then movement actually creates energy.
How does that work?
It boosts the capacity of those mitochondria we just talked about.
Yeah.
It improves how your body uses glucose, and it oxygenates all of your tissues. The coach's universal truth really holds up. You never regret a workout.
But there's a big caveat here. What if you are severely depleted? What if a workout leaves you feeling totally wiped out for hours?
That is a signal, a big one. That kind of deep, prolonged depletion after exercise often means your stress bucket, your cortisol, is already overflowing. A high-intensity session in that state is actually harming you.
So you need to look at adrenal support and switch things up.
You need to swap that intense gym session for something restorative and low impact.
So instead of HIT, what should that person be doing?
Gentle movement. Walking in nature is amazing. Restorative yoga, simple stretching. The goal is just to get the body moving without pushing it into another stress response.
Consistency over intensity.
That's the key. Carve out the time and be consistent. Even if you just start with 10 or 20 minutes of walking a day, that small effort yields huge energy dividends over time.
Okay, we saved the last foundation for last, but it's the tree base of the entire energy pyramid.
It really is. We're talking about nervous system regulation.
This is the big one.
It's the foundation of everything: health, hormones, energy. If you are doing all the things right, eating well, sleeping, moving, and you are still chronically exhausted, you have to look at chronic stress.
Right. Because chronic stress means that prolonged cortisol release, which keeps the body locked in that sympathetic fight or flight mode.
Which is the accelerator pedal, right?
Right, yeah.
And when you live with your foot slammed on the accelerator, your body is prioritizing survival. It doesn't have time or resources for digestion, deep sleep, or energy production. It leads directly to adrenal fatigue and chronic low energy.
So the goal is to consciously shift into the parasympathetic rest and digest system.
The brake pedal. That's where all the healing and repair happens.
And since we can't just eliminate all stress from our lives, the key is building resilience, finding small ways to hit that brake pedal throughout the day.
What's so fascinating is how incredibly simple these daily resets are. But they're often the hardest things for busy Type A clients to actually do.
Consistently, yeah.
Consistently. The key is finding techniques that quickly tell your body, on a primal level, I am safe.
So this is where things like deep breathing or box breathing come in. The source mentions that inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4.
Yep. Or things like humming, singing, dancing to physically release trapped energy. Even just splashing cold water on your face when you feel anxious.
It's an immediate physical shift.
It is. My favorite from the source is just putting your feet up the wall. It's a simple inversion that can quickly reset the nervous system. And of course, there are apps like Insight Timer for short meditations or Yoga Nidra.
The difficulty isn't the complexity, it's the consistency.
That's it.
That anecdote from the source about the Type A mentor who had to literally schedule Remember to Breathe in her calendar, that really hit home.
It's a powerful reminder. Even the highest achievers have to schedule rest or they'll burn out. These small resets are the building blocks of energy resilience.
So someone might be listening and thinking, okay, what if I do all of this? What if I track all 4 foundations and my energy is still in the tank?
That's the critical point, where the coach suggests it's time to consult a practitioner for a deeper look. To do some investigation, we're talking about potential thyroid issues, low vitamin B12, low vitamin D, iron deficiencies.
Things you need blood work to find.
Exactly. But the point remains, you can't jump straight to the blood work if you're eating junk and sleeping 4 hours a night.
Right. You have to build the foundation first.
Starting with these 4 foundations is always the non-negotiable first step. They really do cover like 80% of common low-energy causes.
So what's the takeaway for the learner listening today? You have a clear path, but where do you start? Our advice is to prioritize foundation 1.
Absolutely. Focus intensely on stabilizing your blood sugar. Protein and fat at every meal, especially breakfast. When you get that right, the cravings stop, your energy is more stable.
And that stability primes your body to actually respond to the other 3 foundations.
The rest becomes so much easier. Then you can prioritize sleep, aiming for those hours before midnight. Find movement that energizes you, not depletes you. And build that resilience with simple resets like box breathing.
And we see the value in getting professional insight,
Yeah,
standing on the shoulders of giants, whether that's getting blood work done or just hiring a coach to help you structure these habits.
for sure.
We have this tendency to celebrate the exhaustion that comes from the hustle, right?
Mm.
We treat low energy like it's a badge of honor, a sign that we're working hard and spending that energy currency recklessly.
Hmm.
But now that you know energy is your body's true currency, its lifeline, what steps will you take today to shift from that high spending, empty well mentality to a mindset where true vitality is the real metric of success?
That's something to think about.
It is. That's it for this deep dive.